Hello and welcome to the third part of this live series. Today I am going to continue building this. Now, it has been 6 days since I have done a live stream, but in between those days I have actually come up with a couple design ideas. Oh. So what I mean by that is I thought about what to do with this garden area. And one thing I want to do for sure is making this a little bit higher. So what I need to do now is get rid of this area over here. Now I'm going to use some commands for this because otherwise it's going to take a very long time. Now I want to go out maybe until this point right there, and then I will dig everything out right here. So first let's get rid of this maybe. And now let's fill this in with some air. And like I said, I'm going to use commands only for this area because it is otherwise a lot of digging. So, and I'm, to be honest, too lazy to do it. So, and then we go maybe, let's go until this point first. Okay. Let's fix this. Okay, looks good. Now, I'm going to go in over here as well, just to keep this in line. Okay, we go in, and I will do the same thing for the sides later on as well, obviously, but first let's make our entrance again. Just like okay, now we can build this in. Here we go. Okay, looks great. Now, obviously, we're going to add a lot more to this as well, but for now, let's keep it like this. And I will get rid of the sides as well, I think. Let's indicate. Okay, we want to stay in line with this. And honestly, I quite start to enjoy live streaming. And I have fixed my mic issues as well. Unfortunately, you could hear my breathing before. Now I actually realized that it is a very simple effect you can add within OBS, which fixes the issue. So hopefully now when I breathe, you are not able to hear it. When I make videos, it's quite easy because I will add a filter while I do a video. So, and I will just cut it out if it's too loud. But in live streams, it's quite difficult to you know, not breathe. So, okay, this almost done. Here we go. Let's fix this side as well. We go in and we go across. Okay, I forgot that we have this over there, so now let's build that in first. so it stays the same. Okay, now let's take some leaves. We got the sugarcane in, but we still need some leaves. Go, and we even got sugarcane, so maybe something like this. Let's take some water, and this should, and maybe one more. Okay, it's almost the same, so now we can just continue getting rid of this. So, how is life going? I hope everything is fine. I hope that you have a great time. I know that there are not much people in this live stream, but there are a lot of people who will watch this afterwards, so feel free to comment in the comment section. I'm doing fine. Much better, to be honest. There was a certain time, well, there was a certain period, maybe the last couple months, maybe the last 2-3 months, which in I didn't upload as much, and you might have noticed that, but honestly I didn't make a lot of builds either, just because, you know, sometimes you just lose the motivation for it. And, I had, for, well, in my opinion, a great reason, but I'm not going to talk about that too much. I don't want to bore you all out with personal stuff, right? But just know that it has been a very difficult time, and still is. And I just can't focus as good as before. I think I struggle to find the motivation sometimes to build. And I've talked about taking a break, which I still didn't do. I don't know why, but it is important to stay mentally healthy, right? Okay, now don't worry about all that grass. I'm going to get rid of it because I'm going to add some trapdoors in front of it as well. But first I want to indicate the garden area itself. And the decoration part is obviously very easy to do. And I might add some pathways as well. Finally, now let's create a garden design. So I will add trapdoors, definitely. Let's take some spruce fences and maybe some lanterns. Now this is the fun part, decorating the garden. Now I want to have 2 equal sides, so this maybe. Then we can place some doors like this, and then on top we go in Yes, maybe. Then we can add trapdoors. Something like that, maybe. Not bad. Maybe some stairs would better than the trapdoors on top. Okay, it's not a bad design. So let's repeat this over here as well. And it's quite easy to repeat, which is a good thing. So we go in and up, right? I forgot this. So now we have to go one more in. Not a big deal. Okay, let's place the trapdoors, stairs, fences, and trapdoors. Or maybe we can place a lantern at the center. Yeah, I think that will look much better at nighttime. So, okay, that is for these two sides. Now, on the longer sides, we're going to go in 3 blocks. So 1, 2, 3. Oops. 1, 2, 3. And I don't know if this is going to add up. Of course it doesn't. But don't worry, we can just go in like that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2 is fine. Then we go in again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and well, we can leave this out because we're going to extend this way anyway, so doesn't really matter. Now let's build the remaining sides in. We need another pillar, right? Let's go for this side and let's connect these 2 points. Okay, lovely. Good. Here we go. Now let's get rid of this. And we can go across at the center. We can place this again. We're going to place the fences like that. Maybe something like this. Pom Pom, welcome. Hello. I'm fine. How are you? I hope you have a nice day, and I hope you enjoy what you see as well. I think we got a quite lovely garden design going on. So let's actually go quickly. Put this in. Great. I always hated placing trapdoors because I didn't know that you could hold down shift and just place them. So that was a game changer for me, honestly. Maybe we can add a different type of trapdoor at the center. Should we go for the spruce maybe for the center area? No, honestly, I like this blocky trapdoor. Glad to hear, man. Now, if you have suggestions, you can let me know as well. Okay. Now let's build the remaining sides. And it should be easy from this point. Yeah, let's finish this as well. Why not? Okay, great. How was school going? I hope you all enjoy school. I even don't know when the summer vacation comes around. Or summer break, I don't know how you call that, but it has been a very long time for me since I went to school. I sometimes miss it though. I think school is well, while you attend school it doesn't feel that way, but once you are done with school and you get a little bit older, school is actually, yeah, and well, in many ways. I'm not talking about education necessarily, but I mean social aspect of school is very important as well, I believe. Because honestly, growing up with other people around your age is always good than being alone, especially when you were young. When you get a little bit older, you don't really mind people, to be honest. Please make White House. Um, that's actually a great idea. I always liked how the White House looks, so I will definitely do that at some point. That's actually one of the things which is high on my list. But to be, they call it frank about it. Yeah, to be frank about it, it is a very large project, and I don't want to take a lot of large projects at once. This is one of them, and I am going to focus on this one first. And obviously, I will definitely do some. I will definitely do the White House or build the White House at some point. Okay, I am just taking a look if this looks. I'm fortunately not that convinced about the center area. Oh, yes. This reminds me about something. Please don't look awful. Yeah, I think we can add some glowstone. And then maybe the oak trapdoors, just to add a different color, because we got the spruce going on already. Maybe the oak. And then just in front of it, we can some spruce again. Maybe this way. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, well, it doesn't make a lot of impact, but and one thing I want to mention as well, there are many and this is quite shameful on my part, but as you might have noticed, and if this isn't the first time you come across my channel, you might have noticed builds which don't have a part 2. Now, I feel like I need to explain that. So, first of all, my intentions are to make a part 2 for each and every video I have on my channel, right? But the thing is that especially when you have a channel my size, or my size of however you call it, yeah, well, I don't know if this sounds wrong, but to be able to focus on large projects like this, I need to do it live, and the reason for that is otherwise I'm going to spend weeks, months, whatever you call it, for a project, and if nobody watches, it is going to be a problem. So I tend to build the first part, which is obviously the exterior, and after that I tend to focus on the interior, right? Which is obvious. But the reason why sometimes the second part takes too long before it drops is because I need to wait until there is enough yeah, not enough, how do you call that, enough people should care about the second part. Now I don't necessarily mean that if I make a video and nobody watches, there is not going to be a part 2. I don't mean that. But for me to spend a very long time building something, it has to have a purpose, right? And if we take a look at stats of my channel, videos averaging 200 views. So it for me it feels like it defeats the purpose when I spent so long on a build, and I can tie that back up to one of my first videos. Well, I think it is the first video on my channel. That's a build I have spent, well, maybe over 80 hours, and it was an impressive build because it is big. And the thing is that if you want to make something big, you have, even in creative mode, you just need to build a lot, and I am willing to do that, which is obvious. Otherwise I wouldn't choose for YouTube, right? So it's not about that I don't want to do the work. It's more that if, yeah, well, it's kind of not worthy if nobody cares. Now I know I say this quite often now, but it is just honestly that. The only reason why you don't see massive projects, and if you see them, it is in a live setup like this, is just because I need to drop videos a lot. Minecraft is a very busy space, and I need to be on top of it with content, with videos. Obviously I am focusing on the quality as well. I bought a new PC. Well, actually the last 50-60 videos are made on a new PC, which is great because this way I can make videos quite quickly. For instance, before rendering a video which is 10 minutes long would take me like 20 minutes, right? Because my PC wasn't good enough. Now I can render a video which is an hour long in 20 minutes. So it is a huge difference. And while I play the game as well, you make 5 parts of this world. Yeah, White House is more than big. We think it takes 3. Well, it kind of depends on how long the live streams are. I tend to live stream well, almost 2 hours each time. Sometimes a little bit over, sometimes a little bit under, but I tend to go for 2 hours. And you will be surprised that it is a very slow process. This is the third live stream, so this what you see took. Is this the third one? I believe it's the third episode, right? So this already took me 4 hours in creative, and this is not even the, well, except for the exterior, which I didn't finish at all. Well, this side is done, but I still have this side to go. So this is maybe, let's call it 20%, because we have the whole garden. We got the interior, which is going to take a very long time, because it's going to have a lot of details. And I want to make a plan before I build the interior, because I realized that as someone who doesn't like planning, I learned the hard way how important it can be. Right, for instance, if the only reason I do this live is because I'm not in a state to make a tutorial for this, right? It's just going to be ridiculous. So that's why I built this in creative and live. That way you can just see what I'm doing, and it is much easier to take something from this than making a tutorial which is 3 hours long. And I upload those live streams afterwards as a video as well, because there are many people who don't even because you might know that YouTube now separated the live shorts and I think it was called community, a separate menus, so you don't see the live stream showing up in the video list, right? So that's why I upload this in a video form as well. Pom Pom, thanks for coming by, man. See you later. Okay, that is done as well. This goes up 2 blocks. But it is a very fun way of playing Minecraft. And I have another live series as well, which is the 100% live survival series. I will continue that at some point again. Okay, quite soon actually, because I want to hop back to that. Because, you know, building a creative is fun and great, but repeating it in survival is a lot harder than just placing blocks or searching for blocks and then just placing them in. Okay, now we got the same pathway. Good. And okay. So another thing I want to talk a little bit about is personal life. And I just think that I should be honest right now about the future of this channel. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I work too hard for this channel just to let it go. But what I will say is that it is getting harder and harder for me to find the fuel, so to speak, to come up with designs and create builds. And honestly, I never really struggled with coming up with ideas, which is great. And I can always look on the internet, on YouTube, Reddit, whatever, to get inspiration or just to find some great video ideas as well. And I don't want to step back from building. I want this channel to be this channel is going to be dedicated to building, and then it will probably stay that way as well. But I want to implement some other stuff as well. Maybe some different games, because believe it or not, I have a lot of favorite games, but they are not that popular. Maybe, well, obviously Counter-Strike is a popular game. One of my favorite games of all time is Football Manager, and we all know that the audience for that is pretty much very different than Minecraft. Minecraft audience, right? The age is very different as well. So it is it is a challenge, so to speak, to turn into a regular gaming channel, and I want to head that way at some point, but I'm not going to give up Minecraft builds or building in Minecraft or whatever, right? I'm not going to give that up, but I think change is always great. So if you see me dropping a video and you were like, what's that? Then you know the reason. It's because I want to implement some other games at some point. Obviously it's not going to happen tomorrow, but don't be shocked if I do different things as well. And it is actually scary, because I know that splitting a audience, which I don't have, it's not a great idea. But other than that, I might yeah, I might create a separate channel for that. Why not? No, I am from India because now sleep wants time. Oh, okay, I understand. So it's 1 AM. Yeah, well, here it is 9:30, so it's nice, great time. It's around evening time, so let's fix this while we are at it, right? Let's take some hose. Okay, let's place a water source over here, one over here, another one over there, and maybe one more over here. This should be enough. Yeah, so I was talking about personal life. Now, I'm not going to bore you out with details you don't care about. But like I said, the problem isn't mainly coming up with designs or coming up with an idea. It's more that I feel like that I have to push myself each time a little bit harder than usual to come up with a design or find the motivation to build. And simply taking a break will help, probably. I think so. But I'm always afraid that if I take a break, that it's going to make it very difficult for me to come back and jump back in. Although I don't know for sure, but that's the feeling I have. That's, for me, honestly, the last option. But there is going to be a time where, which I have to take a break. And I feel the urge already. And it's difficult to do, especially when you have a growing channel as I do. And don't get me wrong, I am at the beginning of this journey, right? Some people do this for 5 or 10 years, you know, just non-stop. And all the respect for them. But obviously there's a difference in between content and content, right? This a different thing. I make videos which are probably 10 minutes long. But it is intense 10 minutes. It is just building, building, building. So it's not like I'm rambling for 10 minutes and that's that. Or it's not like I am holding myself. It's not like I have a script. Well, I can have a script, but you know what I mean. It's not like it always demands basically 100% concentration, right? Because I know if I don't feel great, people will notice. And it happens quite few times that someone pointed out in the comment section that, hey, if you want to take a break, just take a break. And he well, I believe it was a he, because obviously I couldn't find that out from the name, but assuming it's a he said, well, you can just take a break because I can hear that you are pushing yourself and it's not happening with joy. And that was just 100% true. And that's why I decided that if I feel bad, I'm not going to upload. Just as simple as that. If I don't feel like it, I'm just not going to drop anything. And that's why you see less and less videos. I try to upload still every day, but that quickly changed to 4 times a week, 5 times a week, maybe 6. But I'm not fully doing that everyday thing. And another thing is that at some point I have uploaded like 2 videos a day, which at that time was fine, but now if I think about making 3 videos a day, it's just not going to happen. So let's actually build this up. Yeah, well, what do you think? I am actually starting to like this. I am actually very excited about this. Now, this is going to be the entrance, right? Let's take a screenshot. I really like this view. Okay, maybe a little bit more in. Here we go. We got the screenshot. Okay, now we got the basics. And another thing I want to talk about, I'm just rambling. So it's because, you know, there are not much people here with me right now. So I'm just coming up with conversation idea, so to speak. So if you are not interested, I get it, but I, I need to talk about something, right? So as you might know, I have a regular job as well. I'm not doing this full time, and there are advantages to that and disadvantages as well. Let me talk about the disadvantage of it. The disadvantage of it is that you are putting out content, well, like if you have a channel, you are putting content out, and if it doesn't do well, as they say, it is very demotivating. And knowing that sometimes you can put hours and hours of work and not receive anything from it. So I'm not necessarily talking about the ad revenue or whatever. I'm just talking about the main state of the channel. It is not, quote, satisfying, the current state of the channel. Am I bothered with it? Well, probably, otherwise I wouldn't talk about it, right? And I know that there is not much you can do. There is not much, unfortunately, I can do. Well, there is probably a lot of things I can do, right? For instance, it's possible that people just aren't interested in what I have to show, or it's possible that people just are not interested in what I do, right? They are free to feel that way. And as I mentioned before, after I broke up with my girlfriend after 10 years, yeah, I bet that some of you are 10 years old, so that just not necessarily hurt, because you know I'm older than you might think, so it's not like I feel it is the end of the world or anything, but it definitely keeps my mind busy, and unfortunately it keeps my mind too distracted from things like YouTube or builds, and it had a great impact on it. Not great in the sense of it was a good thing, but just a lot of impact. That's what I am amplifying with that. And now I start to get over it a little bit. And it's not like it is the worst thing that ever happened to a humankind on, you know, to a human being on you know, in life, but because I know firsthand that there are many more different and harder things in life than that. I can name a couple, which I don't, and so in whatever stage you are, just be gracious, just be thankful, because life is about struggles, and it's not always a bad thing. It feels bad when bad things happen, obviously. That's why they are called bad things. But there is always the chance to learn from it. And sometimes life needs to give you a lesson. Just, you know, a correcting tick on your head, right? Just to make sure that you are awake. And hopefully once some more time passes, I think I would be just fine. Don't get me wrong. I'm still fine, but sometimes pops up in my mind, and then it just like today I want to start this live stream around well, I'm not going to give it time, but let's say 2-3 hours ago. I didn't, because no, again, it was one of those moments when I started thinking about it, and it just made me procrastinate. I think that's the word. Everything, and I do that a lot lately, which isn't usually for me. I am lazy, but if I put my mind to something, I am going to do it no matter what. But with this circumstance, I had like, okay, I don't want to do it, I'm just not going to do it. After a couple hours after I said that, a couple hours later I was like, okay, if I'm not going to live stream, or if I'm not going to record a video, I'm just going to get bored anyway and just think about stuff. So that's why I was like, okay, just went to OBS, started the live stream. Fizular, welcome, hi. Welcome. I was just rambling and whining about my life. No, jokes aside, it has been a difficult time, but like I said, people have so much more to worry about, and I think everything will be fine, I guess. At some point it surely will. So okay, now any ideas what to do next? We got this lovely area going on. I want to add some water as well. Maybe some kind of a pool. Not necessarily a pool, but thank you. Well, it's not done. Let me show you a little bit around, and this way it helps if there are people new here to see what I'm doing. This is the portion of the garden which is going to be extended all the way around in a symmetrical way. And this is our lovely mansion. Now, just by standing here, I can just feel how long this is going to take. We're going to have the enchanting rooms. Enchanting rooms. We are going to have each individual room on the sides, right? Like storage and enchanting, and then we can have nether portals, whatever. And then I will basically make a real life house ish. I mean, there is no real life house with an enchanting room, right? Well, unless you are into black magic, and if you are, just don't, okay? It's not a good thing. Yes, yeah, a pond. That was what I was talking about, a pond. So maybe on both sides. And I'm going to try to not make it symmetrical. Let's go out. Maybe something like that. And go in. It's not that perfect, but It will work. Let's get rid of this as well. Right. Let's do it here. Oh. Okay. I will replace the floor. And I think stone is going to be the best block for this. Just to add some different color. Just a different color, I'm sorry. Now I can make this 2 blocks deep, but then I have to dig out and replace more blocks. So you might have guessed it what I'm going to do. I'm just going to make it 1 level. And another thing about making videos is that, like I said, I have a 9-to-5 job, so I don't have a lot of time to make a large project. Well, a tutorial which is based on a big build. So that's why I am actually saving those ideas, like what Pom Pom said about the White House. That's in fact a very nice idea, and it is a huge project, which I don't really mind. But I think saving up those ideas for a time where there are a lot of people watching, and well, I said why before. It is simply have to choose right now in between quality or quantity, right, when it comes to tutorials. And for now I chose for quantity, because Minecraft is a very busy space, and there are thousands of channels which dedicate their channel to building, and there are many others who are much more talented than I am. So once I have a channel which can sustain itself, well, that's when I need to start impressing. And that's when I am fully going to focus on, okay, now I have to impress, right? Because then you'll have to make a difference. Right now it doesn't really matter, I can do whatever I like. And there are many great suggestions coming from you as well. Excuse me. And I'm keeping, I'm writing them down. I have a book with ideas, with many ideas actually. Okay. Good. Now, for the pathway, I think using a shovel is great, right? And then we might add some trapdoors on the sides. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. Now, let me quickly take another screenshot. Oh man. I know, you are getting blind. Me too. Your eyes are bleeding, I know. It's so close. Let's go. At least make it symmetrical. Okay. But the first one is going to be like this. And the second one just like that. Okay. Cool. Did we make a lot of progress? Not well. We made some progress. And at some point I might even ask for help. Oh, and one more thing. I went to the grocery store today, and you obviously don't know, but one of my favorite drinks are those, energy drinks. I'm not talking about that expensive one, Red Bull, but the cheap variation of Red Bull. And they were sold out, so I had to buy this. This is a quite popular brand as well, but I'm not going to say the name, just not to hate on people, right? And they have this sugar-free variation of it, and their logo is actually a very very famous design, and it tastes so bad. I don't know about you, but man, sugar-free drink is so bad. What shaders am I using? I am using the complementary shaders, the version 4.1. I think this is probably a couple years old, so they definitely have newer versions of this. And and again, this is on the lowest settings. I put it on the lowest settings. I don't know why I did that, but I don't know, just to get the maximum. And I often render afterwards, so when I record something, it is often in I think 360 or 480p, and when I render it, it goes up to 1080. So, and I will definitely keep improving the video quality. So 4K, maybe not tomorrow, but definitely coming. Now, when I start talking a lot, that means that I'm out of ideas, because basically this was everything I thought through within those 6 days. That this is what I was able to come up in my head in those 6 days, which is not bad. I mean, it is a lovely garden design, right? So maybe screenshot of this. And you might not know, but I also have a Pinterest account, which does much better than my YouTube channel. How about that? And one more thing, a animal barn. I want to have a animal barn, and I think if I make another round shape, a circular shape like this, I am going to make it 2 blocks. Well, it's not necessary, but I'm going to make it like a build with a roof on top. Then we're going to have some animals there, because I don't want to, put sheeps and chickens all together in one place. I want to have some dedicated places for them. So that's one thing I'm going to think about, and I'm going to consider. Another thing, there was one more thing I want to mention, but I forgot. The roof. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. The roof. I don't want to make a flat roof. I made a flat roof a lot. I want to have a room on top. Now, you can see this is built, which starts to go up like this and then goes back down. I want to keep that shape, but have some extra space for rooms. And if I go to this area, it means that if this is going to be the start, which means that we can now go up 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to go up 5, so I'm going to add one more row on top. Okay. And let's see. You can go across with some leaves again. Connect this. Let's do it over here as well. Great. And maybe I forgot how that's called. Yeah, lily pad. I want to place some lily pads as well. Now on the back side, we can add sugarcane. Good. Let's do the wood as well. Lovely. Yeah, I know I'm taking too many screenshots, but I use them to place it on Reddit as well. Because, like I said, I am going to upload this afterwards on YouTube. And I know it is available on YouTube already because YouTube saves it. I think it was if your live stream is under 12 hours, YouTube will just automatically upload them. And you all know that it's not a change they have done. I think they have done the change like a year ago, maybe. So, but what I mean is that putting it as a video, because not everyone gets to see the live stream, which is unfortunate. And a download link, I will make that available at some point as well. There will be a download link, not now, because, well, you get a half garden and a quarter of a house. So I don't think that you want this world download. But if you have suggestions though, you just feel free to let me know. I am open for suggestions and I'm looking forward to it as well, honestly. So, and I think for today, like I said, this is going to be enough. We did some garden work. Next live stream, we are going to build in the sides, and the back side, we are going to repeat the same design. So it is going to be a lot of work, but it's fine. And yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed this. And if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Have a nice day. I'll see you the next time.